I would never be able to do this if it wasn't for a religious thing.
Like, it's that it gives you the energy to get through it, sort of thing.
Yeah, I do. And this goes back to like you commentate on MMA and stuff. Like I think a lot of the fighters, especially coming out of the Dagestan region and stuff like that, and I think they have this. They have this.
Mate, so one of my best mates who trains me, shout out to Lawrence Oswecki, my boxing coach. He was a Team GB boxer, and he said to me once, he went, I envy religious fighters because they go to another place sometimes that I just can't go to. Like,
yeah,
because he's like, they're in the ring. I'm in the ring thinking, I might die here. Yeah. They're in the ring, like, they think God is protecting them and they're on this mission.
If you think about how Islam expanded, like, think about it. And this is something is usually people criticize it, but if you think about it from another perspective, you had a group of people in the Arabian desert who took over the Persian Empire and took over the Roman Empire, the two biggest empires almost the world has ever known. How did they do that? Because they did not fear death. It's as simple as that. In fact, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, who is the best friend of the Prophet Muhammad, he had a beautiful saying. He said that, "Ihris ala al-maut, tuhib lak al-hayah." That, this is a very difficult one to translate, but basically try and be nonchalant about death, like don't care about dying, or even want to die, like in other words, want to die, and then life will present itself to you.
You know what? I'm not a religious guy. Obviously, I've made that very clear. But the more I've felt like that as I've gotten older, my mother died when I was younger, and it definitely gave me a sense of there's somebody there waiting for me at the end of this. So if anything, I'll be reunited with her afterwards. So almost like the way I lived my life after that became much more fearless and more fulfilling.
And that's what living is. There's, scholars of Islam in the 13th century, Ibn Taymiyyah, he was being like the authorities at the time were saying that we're going to put you in prison. He said, if you put me in prison, you're giving me seclusion, like alone time with God. If you kill me, you make me a martyr. And if you let me free, then I'm going to continue. So there's nothing you can do to me, basically. Like, he's uncancelable from that perspective. Yeah. And it's that attitude towards life which gives us it's the most empowering attitude ever, I think. I think a lot of these people, like Muhammad Ali, Khabib Nurmagomedov, I think to maybe a lesser extent, more extent, we don't know. Even Khamzat Chimaev, like these guys, I think they do have that, and it's part of their culture. Even wrestling is a sunnah in the sense that the Prophet, like, freestyle wrestling was something that was practiced by the Prophet. In fact, even books were written, Islamic books were written about like why doing freestyle wrestling was something which is encouraged from the Islamic perspective. But it was a book written by a guy called Suyuti in the 9th century. It's called Al-Musara', that hastening to wrestling. And so basically this, I do believe that it's made its way into combat sports. This mentality has made its way into combat sports.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.